I'm Mocha Nicole.
Miss Mo Quick.
What it is, man? It's your dog, DJ Black, Mr. Fix Your Face.
Hey, everybody. Portia Fox from the Portia Fox Morning Show.
Yo, what up, though? This DJ E Smooth.
And one on the DJ Holiday, Mixtape King, Ciroc Boy, Commission Guy.
And we always listen to the Re-Up Recap.
You're watching Re-Up Recap.
If you watching the Re-Up Recap.
Right now, you with the Re-Up Recap with my dog, Julio.
With my boy, Julio.
With my boy, Julio.
With Julio.
You are at the reupspot.com. And of course, we're about to get into that Re-Up Recap with Julio.
The Re-Up Recap, man, is the only place you need to go for that brand new hip-hop, man. Re-Up, the reupspot.com. You got to check it out, man. One on the DJ Holiday, Mixtape King, Ciroc Boy, Commission Guy. And I'm telling you, man, where to go. You got to check it out. Don't play yourself.
Welcome to reupspot.com, where hip-hop culture served daily, and it's definitely dope. Welcome back to the Re-Up Recap with your boy, Julio. How y'all been doing, man? Thank you for tuning in, and let's get right into it. Nicki Minaj, she dropped the long-awaited album Queen this week, and I haven't really been able to dive into it too deep. I heard a couple songs. The lyricist Nicki has not gone anywhere. Let me say this for everybody. You can be a fan of both her and Cardi. You don't have to choose. You're not going to go to hell for choosing to listen to both of them. Trust me. She throws some shots at Cardi. They're very subtle, but nonetheless, I still think I heard a couple things. I'm not going to say what they are. Go into it. I'll let you be the judge of it. It's not really that big of me. Rap is basically a combat sport. And nonetheless, I think it's a pretty decent album, what I heard so far. And I'm gonna go ahead and listen to the rest, and I'll let you guys know what I think, moving forward. But nonetheless, good album. Go check it out. Queen dropped this on all streaming services. All right, so moving on to other news. Brooklyn rapper Cassanova is being accused of assaulting a woman at Manhattan Diner. Now, what happened was he was in a diner with him and his boys. This lady ordered some food. She attempted to put her stuff on Instagram Live. He asked her to take her off live. She said he wasn't on there. One of his members of his entourage went over, put old girl in a chokehold, and he snatched a phone for her, deleted it. The girl got choked out from the member here in his entourage until she passed out, and then he dropped her. She bust her face, mouth bloody, and and she had to go to the hospital. She had stitches in her chin. I don't agree with touching females at all. I think you should find a way to get around it. Don't make a big deal about it. So whether it's true or not, I'm not sure, but it was reported, so that's why I'm letting you guys know. All right, so moving on to another New York rapper. I'm not trying to pick on you guys. You guys are just in the news right now. Tekashi 6ix9ine. He's up facing 3 years and also being known as a sex offender. He'll have to register as a sex offender. Basically what happened was there was a video that was posted where he was standing behind a young lady, not involved with her, but standing behind her, and in the video she's seen giving another person oral sex. Now I'll say this, I don't think he should be charged as a sex offender, but I will say he made a dumbass decision to sit there and watch a kid give another person, whether it was a 12-year-old kid or adult head. I don't know, but he's in the video. The shit was stupid. I don't think he should be charged as a sex offender. But you also cannot commit other crimes while you're on probation. That's what he did. He's being charged with basically what looks like obstruction and choking another person out. So I will say that he should not commit crimes while on probation. And yeah, so he may be up for some bullshit. Moving right along, your favorite rapper, Kanye West, was on Jimmy Kimmel. And while on Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy asked him, hey, you said George Bush doesn't like black people. You were so adamant about it, but then you stand behind Trump and all the things he do, and how could you do it? And it left Kanye speechless. Kanye was so speechless, and it went on so long that Jimmy had to go to break. And even when he came back from break, Kanye still did not answer the question. They just moved on to some other things. So I'm assuming while they were on break, Kanye was like, hey man, let's go to something else. Damn, you got me. So yeah. So that's what happens when you get your ass put on a hot seat, you can't handle it, stop doing stupid shit like saying make America great again and standing behind a racist. Just saying. Speaking of racists, this weekend we wasn't set to have shit, but in DC they were set to have a white supremacist rally, Unite the Right Part 2, which was a sequel from Part 1 that happened in Charlottesville last year, where a lot of people got hurt, injured, and some people even died. Now the big thing with that was whether the metro, the train system in there, would actually give the Unite the Right people their own private train to the rally. Now, I don't think they should. I think they should find their own way there or pay for it just like anybody else trying to get anywhere else. But nonetheless, they were able to actually get a private escort on the metro. But there were only about 24 of them, and they were severely outnumbered by a crowd of protesters, so that's good. And I didn't hear about anybody getting hurt, so that's a great thing as well. A cop in Arkansas, his name is Mike Moore. Oh, I'm sorry, his ass ain't a cop. That motherfucker got fired. Yeah, that's what happens when you're ignorant and you get caught on tape being a racist, or at least most of the time. Anyways, he told a group of young men that they didn't belong in his town. Basically what happened was these people were shooting a rap video and they noticed the cop following them, so they went up to him, asked him, well, you know, why are you following us? And he proceeded to tell them that they don't belong there and he knows everybody in the town. Now granted, the town is small because there's only about 3,000 people, but nonetheless, who the fuck are you to tell me I don't belong here? I'm sorry, I didn't know you fucking own this town, and you don't. And apparently you don't even fucking work for him anymore. So hey, good luck with that racism shit. Hey, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but quit being racist on camera, especially when the shit's pointed at you and you know it. I'm just saying. This should be great for all 70s and 80s babies. Basically, what they're doing is rebooting a lot of the favorite TV shows, or some, I should say, TV shows from the 80s that were very popular. One being Miami Vice. They're gonna do a reboot with that. They didn't say who's gonna be in it, or at least this story didn't report it. Another one is Magnum P.I. Now they did say who's gonna star as Magnum P.I. Now the original Magnum P.I., he's hating. He talking about, I don't know if they're going to take to it. Bruh, you should be happy and relieved that the franchise is continuing on. It's like one of those guys that don't want to see his record broke. Bruh, just be happy they're continuing on with a great show that you did. And the guy set to play Magnum P.I. is Jay Hernandez. Now, you may not know him by his name, so I'll break down some of the movies he's been in. He's been in Hostel. The movie where the guys were backpacking through Europe and where they got drugged and they were getting sent to this place to be tortured and pay for the torture. He actually lasted in that movie. And if you don't remember from that, if you watch the movie Friday Night Lights, he played the guy Brian Chavez. I believe a defensive end in the movie or something like that. And if you don't remember him from that, I know you've seen Suicide Squad. He was the Latino guy with all the tattoos on the face and all that stuff, the one that set fire. That's Jay Hernandez. I think he's a great actor, and it'll be interesting to see him in this role as Magnum P.I. I wasn't a Magnum P.I. fan or anything like that, but just to see him in something that is nostalgic because it's an 80s type thing and they're bringing it back, I'll watch just because he's in it. All right, they're also bringing back Cagney and Lacey. I mean, okay. They're bringing back Murphy Brown, and they actually got a good amount of the cast. They're bringing back the original cast, not recasting it. They're actually bringing back. It seems they're gonna bring back the original cast if they can, probably with some new people here and there. I mean, that's the only way you can really redo that. But nonetheless, they do have some of the original cast already signed on to do it. And last but not least, and this is probably my favorite one out of all these, and it was until I heard the whole thing, and I'll start it off that way. The Jetsons is coming back to TV. So if you're an 80s baby, there's no way on God's green earth you were not a fan of the Jetsons. If you are not a fan of the Jetsons, something's wrong with you and you might have been dropped on your head as a baby. Okay, that's the great part. The part that I don't necessarily know I want to see is going to be live action. It's not going to be a cartoon. They're going to do a live action version of the Jetsons. That's the part I got the issue with. I would love to see it come back as a cartoon. Like, I would love to sit down with my kids and be like, hey, this is the second one. Let's go back and watch the first one and then watch this. But nah, they're bringing it back as a live action show. Alright, so I know y'all used to me talking about sports. I'm gonna start doing a separate segment for sports because football's back and that's gonna be too much to talk about, and I wanna kind of keep these down under 15, close to 10 minutes as humanly possible. So be on the lookout for my sports segment I'll be doing as well, and football season getting bigger and bigger. And speaking of that, if you got an issue with the football players protesting, there's something wrong with you. At this point, there's something wrong with you. It's been clearly stated it has nothing to do with the flag. It has everything to do with police brutality and the way black and brown people are treated in this country. And if you don't understand that, there's something wrong with you. Now, I stand for the flag. Once again, if you watch any of my videos and I talk about this, I stand for the flag, but I also understand why they kneel, and I stand with them and for them. Alright, that's everything for the Re-Up Recap right here on ReUpSpot.com. Make sure y'all come back every week, and I do mean every week. We will have one of these without fail, unless something happens like it did here. We had some natural stuff going on and then some other stuff going on, and it just kind of piled on. But we are back, and make sure you come back every week right here on ReUpSpot.com, where hip-hop culture served daily is definitely dope. This is the Re-Up Recap. I'm your boy Julio. Peace.